welcome to another episode of Stock Talk. I am your host, Mike. Please like and subscribe for the program. We'd appreciate your following, and anything you can contribute to the program is appreciative. We got a decent show for you today. We're going to talk about 3 of the top trending stocks. I know it's a Debbie Downer past week before, but I have to say, and I'm not trying to give myself credit or anything, but you could go back to past videos in years past to say you knew, you were warned that this was coming. Some of you, I don't want to get on a high horse, but some of you mocked me for some of the stuff I was saying. I believe some of you called me Ron Paul, which is actually a compliment if that was the case. But yeah, it's not a good situation. I was just trying to let people know of the fallback of things like that, what was happening. And I did bring my receipts, and I did show my some of the charts that we got from Cortez and Navarro, who've been calling this for the past 2 years. But so a lot of people have been asleep at the wheel and didn't want to believe it. Well, this is just the beginning, unfortunately, folks. And just buckle up for the ride. It's going to be a long ride. But one of the first stocks we're going to talk about is Prevention Bio Incorporated. Prevention Bio Incorporated. PRVP. Last tick was $24.10. Today, $17.80. It is up. Something happened, and something happened big, and we're going to find out. We're going to jump on the Alphabet News in a little bit here. As you can see, year-to-date chart, things were flowing from May of 2022. Saw some resistance popping up, and guess what? Someone got lucky today. Why everybody were losing money, like a lot of people. Some people were losing money talking about other things. The people at PRVP were not getting distracted because the resistance shot up 282.54% this past year. In the day, this is a great sign for them. At least some positive news with the market. Without having to talk, we're not going to go into a lot of this because you can go back to other episodes I had with some of the other economic indicators we're coming. That's past shows. We're talking stocks today. You can go look at some of the charts, or you could just go grab on your Twitter feed and go look at Steve Cortez's charts from the past 2 years. And this was not something that was not out of the ordinary, that you didn't know what was coming and what is to come in the future. So let's go on to the Alphabet News. Check out why this stock was popping. Yahoo Finance, courtesy of Bazinga, Prevention Biopharma's $2.9 billion acquisition, a strategic fit for Sanofi. And this is from Vanda Singh, Monday 13th, 11:04 a.m. It looks like Sanofi SA has agreed to acquire Prevention Bio Incorporated for $25 per share. $25 share in cash, representing an equity value of approximately $2.9 billion. The transaction adds type 1 diabetes therapy to Sanofi's core asset portfolio in general medicines and further drives its strategic shift towards products with a different portfolio. In November of 2022, the FDA approved tepezilumab MZWV, or Tzield, to the delay of onset stage 1 diabetes in adults, pediatric patients 8 years of age or older, and stage 2 type 1 diabetes. The purchase builds an existing co-promotion agreement when Prevention Bio had already delivering Tzield to patients needing the immune-mediated therapy. Tzield is also in the late-stage clinical development for pediatric adolescent newly diagnosed with clinical T1D stage 3. Phase 3 PROTECT is underway, and the top-line results are expected in the second half of 2023. Additional opportunities for Tzield include redosing and formulations of new therapeutic indications. Sanofi is currently expecting to complete acquisition of the second quarter 2023. See on the pipelines from Prevention Bio before the transfer, they had many things in the pipeline. Their pipeline for autoimmune candidates as follows. The T-cell stage 3 newly diagnosed TD patients. You could see they're in phase 3, almost fulfilled, and next expected milestone. So that is something to watch and something to put in your back pocket. In uncertain times in these types of economies, depending which banks are connected to the funding of some of these companies, that is where you'll have to do your DD of who is solid and when you're going to look at some of these biopharmaceutical companies. So who is in charge of the funding and who is managing the funding? That's something to look at, guys, that you always want to watch when looking at a lot of these companies out there. B-cell, systematic lupus of erythematosus for prevention of immunogenicity of gene therapy CVB infection. You got phase 1 on that. Three different studies there for B-cell. 2 are in phase 1. One is almost to phase 2, and the other is in preclinical, and the other is in phase 1. You also have innate immunity, celiac disease. Celiac affects many people around the world. What better way to try to help out that cause to possibly look at what if you can do anything to help. They're in phase 2 of that. The expected top line P2B data at the end of 2023. Program partner Amgen. So you have that. Also on the website, you also have autoimmune candidates. It says the impacting of intercepting T1D could have a significant opportunity to impact the lives of patients and families by delaying or even preventing progression of the onset of stage 3 insulin-dependent T1D. The vision has led us to investigate interventions across preclinical stages of T1D to potentially address the damage that occurs in patients within months and years before symptoms present. You have your functional cell B mass. So you have the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 of newly diagnosed symptoms T1D, which is a phase 3 PROTECT study. You also have the stage 2, additional phase 2 under development. And then you have your phase 1 of T1D programs and stage development there. To StockTwits, because that's who the real traders. That's where the real traders are at. We have Tupac J Day, earnings of 16th, going to drop this. He's calling this bearish by the 16th. So we'll have to mark that down and come back and take a look and see what happened. 101 says preventive biocontributions field of medicines are commendable, and the company has impressive pipeline of innovative drugs. I would have to agree. Reading through the pipes of this, they do have lots in the hopper. And the thing is that this news break was only one of many possibly to come. So I don't think you're going to hear the last of PRVB for any means. They have several chances to hit news waves and possibly increase your chances there of doing well. You just have to see if this is right for you and where your entry point or your exit point is. I have no idea on that. Even if I did, I wouldn't share just because we don't give out any advice. With the increasing prevalence of autoimmune and inflammatory diseases and growing demand for target therapies, Prevention Bio presents a promising future to invest opportunity for investors looking for stocks that have high growth potential and limited downside risk. Comes in hot at 346, and he has an interesting take, and I would have to say I'm glad that he brought it up to everybody's attention. Any biotech that gets pumped by failing banks is going to get crushed. That's not that far of a reach there. The next stock we have is Myomo Incorporated. Myomo Incorporated, last tick was $1.77. Going to the day chart, we saw some the resistance pop up, and then we were at almost topped out about 84 cents, and then we took a step down there. Going to the year-to-date chart, resistance has been popping up, and since February, this thing has been on the march, and others have been on the run, as you've seen in all of stock news. Wonder why that is? Well, go check it out. On to the Alphabet news, we have on Yahoo Finance from Business Wire, courtesy of Business Wire, Myomo reports fourth quarter and full year 2022 financial results. The fourth quarter revenue was $4 million, up 2%, just 2% there. 387 patients added to the pipeline in the fourth quarter, 75% compared to quarter 4 of 2021. Medical robotics company that offers increased functionality for suffering neurological disorders and upper limb paralysis today announced the financial results for a 3-month full year ended December 31st, 2022. Financial and operation highlights for the fourth quarter of the 2022 include the following. Product total revenue, $4 million, up 2% and similar to the prior year quarter. Revenue units were 101, up 16% and down 6% compared with prior year. MyoPro orders and insurance authorizations were received for 98 patients, down 6% with compared to the prior year. Backlog, which represents insurance authorization orders received but not yet converted to revenue, was 164 units, up 6% prior to a year quarter. 387 new candidates were added to the patient pipeline, up to 75% compared with the fourth quarter in 2021. There were 1,153 MyoPro candidates in the patient pipeline as December 31st, 2022, up 43% compared to December 31st, 2021. When adjusting and resizing the pipeline in 2023, the pipeline with 794 patients as December 31, 2022 is an increase of 50% compared to December 31st, 2021. Direct billing channel, 73% of the revenue in the fourth quarter. Gross margins were 65% down. So you have many of the things going on here. Also, the management commentary based on the size of backlogging entering the fourth quarter at the patient pipeline of 2022, fourth quarter revenue was in line with the expectations. Now, is some of that related to backlog of people putting things off because of economic conditions, things like that? Yeah, it's going to be doing that. We've heard several ways people have, it has affected several markets like this. Some people might say, well, how are they going to do that? Well, things have been happening like that. Don't put on your rose-colored goggles when you are thinking things with the economy and what people are putting off there. To accomplish this, they've adjusted the marketing strategies earlier year to educate to attract prospective patients using TV advertising and fine-tune the timing of the placement of the fourth quarter to minimize competition from holiday to election advertising. As a result, they had to improve patient acquisition economics, much stronger year-over-year growth, the pipeline, and record number of candidates in the process for insurance reimbursements for the MyoPro, and excited for 2022 entering 2023. So it all depends on how if they can get more things set up and they can work out to punch out more orders and get the word out there and things like that. So we'll have to see how it plays out. I think this is still a developing situation, and you probably shouldn't sleep on any of it. Onto the website, looks pretty good. It better look good because it's crossing the border of almost to $1 stock there. So the website does look decent here. It says, are you ready to regain the function of your arm? The MyoPro is electronically controlled brace that helps a user regain function in the arms, hands, paralyzed by stroke or brachial plexus injury, cerebral palsy, or other neuromuscular disease or injury. Real stories. Baking a cake, opening a door, washing dishes, some people take for granted simple tasks in life. These stories are how the MyoPro orthosis help patients take back parts of their lives due to stroke. BPI, of course, every patient is different, and only a doctor can tell you if MyoPro is right for you or your loved one. So you have the different stories of a lot of the patients who have used this and are starting to, depending on what they have or what conditions they have in life, and you can go through and read them. We're not going to read them all, but they're obviously helping a lot of these people regain functionality, especially after the unfortunate events that happened in their lives. So hopefully this company will continue to grow and help others like that. So let's go to the process. Steps of getting to MyoPro. It's designed to give you more active and empowered life, and it's not suitable for all candidates. They've created the 5-step process to determine if the device will work for you. Step 1 of the process is the evaluation. Second is securing the insurance approval. The third is fitting, shape, and capture, because everybody is different. They have to fit based on what needs are what and what you need. There's the custom fabrication that takes 2 to 4 weeks. The final fitting, that you return to your clinician, and the final fitting is due with the adjustments made by your MyoPro is turned to suit your needs. After short training, they will take you to MyoPro home. Finally, there will be follow-up visits occasionally by a physical therapist who will make sure you're new brace and enjoy your new, more active life. So there you have it with that. Before you go into invest, what is a MyoPro orthosis? It's a breakthrough neurological injury rehabilitation. It's a powered arm and hand brace designed to help and restore function to wearers' paralyzed, weakened upper extremities, helping individuals perform actions and daily activities that might otherwise be impossible. The MyoPro also facilitates rehabilitation, including muscular re-education and increasing range of motion. How does it work? Developed with MIT and with Harvard Medical School, the MyoPro arm has orthosis device, works by reading the faint nerve signals, the myoelectric signals from the surface of the skin, fully non-invasive with no implants, and activating small motors that move the limb, and user intends no electrical stimulation. The user is completely controlling their own hand, wrist, elbow, and arm. With the myoelectric arm brace, amplifies the weak muscle signal to help improve the upper limb. Is called the power steering for your arm. With the many brace products for those who have lost their arms and hands and legs, there are orthopedic products to work weak legs. MyoPro is the only wearable myoelectric device on the market that helps restore function for those who have their arms and hands but unable to use them. StockTwits, because that's where the real traders are at. You have MB Stocks Plays, has a decent take right here. He says, once CMS approves, this is going to be like shooting fish in the barrel. We have names of all qualified patients needing the device, awaiting reimbursements. It's an automatic massive boom to sales, hundreds of millions. So there you have some inside info on that. J.I. Fromily says, this is dead. All pumpers are broke. Bearish. He's not liking it. 002 says 7 million patients have need of a MyoPro. He's calling this thing bullish. Stifler 1988 says, does anyone know where the big drops are? I assume the state of the market, horrendous shorting, like most other stocks, are part of it. Yeah, a lot of it's affected by that. The shorts are coming in hot, and yeah, it's not that far of a reach to say it does affect it a lot. I have another good take. He says, it's apparent that the technology is too innovative just to scrap, literally one of a kind. High conviction of the direction of the company, the stockholder equity in the future. He did mention no debt. Yes, that's true. No debt. And that's from Ace Stock One post. Once the company gets approval of CMS, the other will get bought by a big company who can use the resource to scale up the production of the market, or a company will raise funds for expansion and manufacturing capacity for the device. Types of fundraising is good. This type of fundraising is good for investors since the company is putting the capital into growing revenue and profits for the shareholder. He also writes another something to bring up, a good topic as far as things to look forward to. He says the key thing to highlight is once CMS and Medicare is approved, there's no slowing down. CEO and CFO are ambitious to have the desire to move this thing along. Countless PRs will drop, endless pipeline, full backlog of dollar rooskies. Things can ramp up like IMO 13 plus when it was expected, or final that all of that. Yeah, and regardless, guys, the other thing to think about is they have, allegedly on here they have 7 million in the hopper, and according to them, as far as people waiting to get approval on that. If this thing goes full ham and they get the funding they need and the production ramps up, Mayday 11's not that far off. So it's not a hot take or anything what he's saying, but he's stating the obvious there. You could go and bearish and knock it, yeah, and it could go down on Friday because everybody dumps on Friday and it's a freaking shorter market sometimes here. But it's not that far of a reach there, and I know some people come, oh, dude, it's Friday and the Bears will come in, yada yada. It is what it is, man. It's still you have several things that are in play here that have to play out. All the stocks we have for today, please like and subscribe. Again, we will have more stocks tomorrow. Hopefully, it's a better day, and we hope so. Don't make it a dog show. Bless you all, and good night now.